Good morning. Today is Saturday, February the 19th, 2022, and welcome to another brand new edition of the Purpose Driven CEO. Today on the Purpose Driven CEO, we are going to talk about the concept of building influence. The one thing that I have probably been blessed with the most of anything in this life has been the ability to build tons of strong friendships that are real but are very, very vast. And so I have these great relationships that I can turn to when I need to, grow my business, when I need advice, when I need emotional support. It has just been an amazing life from that perspective. And so a lot of times people ask me, how do you build such tremendous influence? The truth is, it's not something that I've really thought a whole lot about. But in thinking about it and in studying, whether it be John Maxwell, Jim Collins, Dale Carnegie, Tony Robbins, many, many more leadership gurus, I have developed 12 secrets to building influence, and I'm going to share those with you today, and I'll go through them very, very quickly. Number one, I think the main key to building influence is to listen well. We have to be genuinely interested in others. Everybody would rather talk about themselves. They love to talk about themselves or their business or their family, and that is awesome. We need to be different in that we need to let the other person talk, ask great questions, genuinely listen, and remember what they say. You will find that people are very drawn to individuals who listen well. Number two, give away the credit. Everybody hates someone who takes the credit. This is the quickest way to diminish your influence, diminish your relationships. It is a showstopper. But if you can give the credit away, anytime you notice someone doing something great, publicize that. If you're involved in a transaction where something great happens, give the credit to the other partners. Always give the credit away. Number three, be an encourager. Have a way about you and a life in which you are constantly building people up. Now, very few people tear others down. I don't see that a whole lot. But what I do see a lot of is people who are very self-interested, self-focused, not very focused on others. And so when you can encourage people, tell them what a great job they've done, compliment them, tell them how great they look, any way to be an encourager, it will absolutely draw people to you. Number four, be vulnerable and transparent. Now, what do I mean here? Be honest about your situation. It was once said that success never created transformation at all, but vulnerability has created tons of transformation. When somebody is struggling, they don't need to hear about your successes. They need to hear about your failures and what you've overcome and how you have been able to survive and thrive in the midst of challenge. Vulnerability and transparency are very, very powerful, particularly as a leader. Number five, help others when you can. We all have the ability to help others. It might be through a connection that you have. It might be through an idea. It might be through resources that you have. But one of the biggest things that I've always tried to do is if somebody needs help, even if it is not convenient for me, I try to help them get whatever they want. There's an old saying that you'll get what you want if you can help others get what they want in life. And you don't do it for that reason. Helping others is fun. It's enjoyable to be able to make connections or find resources for people, but it also creates tremendous influence. Number six, Be trustworthy. Now, trustworthy is more than just telling the truth. You have to have competence. You have to have connectedness. You have to have character. But there's no question that the easiest way to delete all of your influence is to be dishonest or tell half-truths or lie or talk behind somebody's back. Being trustworthy and always being the person that others can count on will create tremendous influence for you. Number 7, get better as a leader. Here is the truth. Followers are attracted to better leaders than themselves. So if you look at like the Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson dynamic, Michael Jordan wanted to play for Phil Jackson because he viewed him as a stronger leader than Michael Jordan. He didn't want to play for a coach who he felt like was inferior to him as a leader. That's how strong leaders are. They want to work for and follow leaders who are better than themselves. So developing as a leader, becoming stronger as a leader, developing the skills that we're talking about today will help you to build influence. Number 8, emotional intelligence. Developing emotional intelligence. This is basically the ability to read people and determine what is important to them and how your message is landing with them. We probably all know people who are tone deaf, who stand up and say things that is upsetting to those around them, but they just don't realize it. An emotional intelligent person is very sensitive to the people around him or her and what is important to them. So creating emotional intelligence will definitely help you build influence. Maintaining a positive attitude and energy is another one. Here's the truth. People don't like to be around complainers. They don't like to be around people who are negative. They love to be around people who are positive, who smile, who are genuine. Not people who are fake. I'm not saying that. I'm talking about truly having a positive attitude and allowing that to rub off on the people around you. Number 10, genuinely care about others. This is a big one. And they can tell. People know your motive. They know if you're just pretending to care about them, so that you can get their business or to curry favor with them. But when you truly, genuinely care about people, it is very, very powerful. My friend Mick Skuvenek and I wrote a book called The Abundance Mentality, where you basically go into every relationship doing what is best for the other person, and it is super powerful. Now, you can show your caring by number 1, being honest and helping them in the best way. Number 2, writing handwritten notes to them. Little thoughtful gestures are very powerful when it comes to showing you care and just being kind to others. Number 11, apologize when necessary. Now, I know we have had some leaders nationally in the past who have basically refused to apologize. And I think politically, maybe they don't do that because they don't want it to come back and haunt them. But in real relationships, there is nothing more powerful than admitting when you are wrong and apologizing and telling people you are sorry genuinely and taking the blame whenever you're the one that does wrong, not making somebody else a scapegoat. An apology can be a very, very powerful thing. And then finally, the final number 12 way to build influence is to follow through and keep your commitments. When people know that you will do what you say. Now, this is a little bit different than being trustworthy, where we're talking about, character and being honest and that type of thing. This is about when you say you're going to do something, you do it. If it's the end of the day and you are exhausted and tired and you really want to go home, but you've promised you would make that phone call, or you've promised you would finish that memo, or finish that project, you have to do what you say you're going to do. A friend of mine they're called promise cards, and we use those here at the bank, where if you make a commitment to somebody, you write it down on the promise card, you review that every single day and make sure you always follow through on what you say you will do. So I hope you've enjoyed these 12 secrets to building influence, and I hope they allow you to build a life full of tons and tons of genuine, deep friendships that are really the thing that makes life so wonderful. So I hope that these 12 secrets are valuable to you. Thank you so much for joining the Purpose Driven CEO, and I will look forward to visiting with you next week. Thank you so much.